A man cheating on a woman will always be worse, will always be more blameworthy, more despicable than, more regrettable than a woman cheating on a man. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I'm going to explain to you precisely why that is, for reasons I guarantee you've never heard before, especially from these other YouTube channels that have been simping and pandering to the worst excesses of the audience on this issue for the last 15 years.
So the sin that she has committed is much worse than the sin that he has committed. His is forgivable. Hers is at the point of no return.
Because I feel like when guys cheat, it is sort of like an impulse thing, right? Whereas it's definitely, most of the time, a premeditated thing.
I think women are more guilty when they cheat than men.
No, totally. You know why? Because when men cheat, more often than not, it's just a physical, stupid sexual attraction, right? When women cheat, it usually has to do with an emotional element. And that emotional element is deadly.
That's 100% right. And so when a guy does it, it doesn't excuse it, right? But at the same time, he's doing it because she's hot and he was really horny or he was drunk or whatever. He doesn't give a damn about her. Women can't understand that. They can't get it through their heads. And what I'm trying to tell women here, in a very ironic kind of way, is that 9 out of 10 times if the guy cheated on you, it has nothing to do with you're not good enough.
Because all it took was one 15-minute conversation with one of her coworkers, and your whole entire life is fucked up. Your marriage will never be the same. Because once she's moved on mentally, there is no coming back.
This has become an identifiable genre on YouTube. The video arguing that it is not nearly so bad for a man to cheat on a woman than a woman to cheat on a man. Have you heard this phrase before? Everyone wants a key that can unlock many doors, but nobody wants a door that can be unlocked by just any old key. Sound familiar? Sound like some barstool wisdom? Sounds like your grandfather said before he passed out on fentanyl one time? I don't know. Here's the goddamn fact. 1. Men cheat on women 9 times out of 10 for the sake of their ego, for an imaginary sense of social status, power, or even getting revenge against an unfair world. That is the worst possible motivation that leads to the worst possible outcomes. Guess what the best motivation is? Love. Do you know why women cheat? Because they fall in love. And if you're a man and you want to learn something positive from this, only cheat because you fall in love. Only have sex with anybody because you fall in love. And if you fall in love with somebody, maybe you could try being honest about it instead of cheating. Because guess what? If you're honest about it, it could turn into a 3-way or a 4-way or a 5-way. It could turn out to not be cheating at all. Point 2. For a woman, the physical sensation of having sex with one man is completely, utterly different from the physical sensation of having sex with another. No comparison. It's not 10% different. It's not 20% different. It is 110% different. And no, this is not just a matter of technique. This is not just a matter of body type. It is not just a matter of physical attraction. And it's not just a matter of her intellectual appreciation of the man. Above all else, it reflects an ethical appreciation of the man. A scumbag in a biker gang jersey does not feel the same as making love to a man that the woman has some kind of love, respect, desire for. A man whom she, in theory, on some level, would want to have and raise children with. Footnote, all of the advice in this video presumes sobriety. If you are high enough on goofballs, none of this is true. And that is why so many people who sleep around can't do it without being falling down drunk, or can't do it without being out of their gourd high on something or another.
What's up? Hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy. Hi, Mom. My mom doesn't know that I'm a fucking whore. No, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, okay? I'm here for a long time, not a good time.
If you have ever been in a relationship with a woman honest enough to really, truly answer this question, if you ask her, how does it feel different to have this man eating your pussy as opposed to that one? How did it feel different being hugged, being embraced, being made love to by this man rather than that one? You will find that women struggle to articulate, struggle to put into words just how totally, utterly different it is. And yeah, sometimes it is a difference between better and worse, but sometimes it's just plain different. What women perceive and care about as intellectual differences between men, ethical differences between men, they actually experience that physically as a sensation that's just as real as the difference between eating chocolate and eating sandpaper. And some of you motherfuckers, some of the men in the audience have experienced that because you've used exactly the same technique with two different women. But because of how they think about you and how they feel about you, for one woman, she received your lovemaking as if it were chocolate, and the other woman received it as if it were sandpaper. Hard to swallow! And gentlemen, if you do not understand what the fuck I am about to say next to you, I have bad news. You're a virgin. Every single sexually experienced man in this audience knows that at one point or another, they've looked down and wondered if it was in the wrong hole. Because the physical sensation for us of pumping a penis into a vagina is so difficult to distinguish from the physical sensation of pumping it into an anus. So if you don't really know, if you can't really feel the difference between fucking her up the ass and fucking her up their pussy, don't kid yourself and don't kid me that you can really feel the difference between pumping this woman's vagina and that one. At the low end of the spectrum, I get it. Some women can just be so terrible in bed that, of course, you can distinguish the difference between making love to this woman and that woman. A woman who is 400 pounds is not the same as making love to a woman that's 90 pounds. Yeah, I get it when you're working in broad brushstrokes this way. But if you are talking about two different women, both of whom are good looking enough to appear on the cover of Home and Garden magazine, no, you can't feel the difference. You do not discern the difference. Not physically, not mentally, not even emotionally. And good luck crying yourself to sleep at night once you recognize that. And so, I conclude, it is always worse when a man cheats on a woman than when a woman cheats on a man. And that is precisely why you can make a lot of money coming here on YouTube and saying the opposite. Because people will pay good money for bad excuses for their worse habits.
Da, 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 da.